What's up, everybody? WWE and AEW are going head-to-head at a major pay-per-view event in the summer. We also got an update on Malachi Black. An AEW star is making their in-ring debut for the company, and the son of a WWE Hall of Famer has signed an NIL deal. All this and more in this episode, so let's get into it. Starting off with WWE and AEW going head-to-head in the summer, and that date is July 12th, the day of AEW's All In Texas. Y'all In is going to be going head-to-head for Saturday night's main event live on Peacock or NBC. So they're going to be clashing. Saturday night's main event is a 2-hour event, so it'll be temporarily clashing head-to-head. But I mean, there's facing some stiff competition because Saturday night's main event is going to be free on NBC. But of course, All In is AEW's version of WrestleMania. It's a big stadium show, so WWE is doing their best to try to compete with AEW on the day of their WrestleMania. And do I really think that they're going to take some business away from them? I don't think so. I think a lot of wrestling fans are going to tune into both events. They're going to have a television screen or on their phone have Saturday night's main event, and for those 2 hours, they're going to also be watching AEW's All In. So I mean, it's going to be a good night for us content creators that are going to have a lot of wrestling to talk about right after. And of course, we live stream after every pay-per-view, after every Monday Night Raw, every SmackDown, every AEW Dynamite. So we're going to have a lot to talk about that day. So make sure you join us and tune in. But what do you guys think? What do you think WWE had this pre-planned, or is this something that just Peacock and NBC decided, hey, this is the day that we need to have an event for WWE? Let us know what you guys think in the comments. We also got an update on Malachi Black's whereabouts. On the episode of Collision, we did see Brody King have a match. He was accompanied to the ring by Julia Hart, and after the match, Adam Copeland, the Radar superstar, had the chance to speak to Julia Hart and Brody King and told him that he's been watching them for a while and they are the thing to watch for the future. And all this is going on Collision. This episode was live from Athens, Georgia. So all this is going on at the same time that Malachi Black is wrestling at an indie event in Tampa, Florida. So this is kind of the thing, is like, you have the option to use Malachi Black, but you don't use him. He's wrestling the same day as AEW, miles away. Athens, Georgia and Tampa, Florida, they are a couple hours away, but still, I mean, I think the writing's on the wall. Malachi Black is out of AEW in the near future. I mean, if it's not now, if he's not already done with the company, he's going to be done in a couple months because his contract is rumored to be up in early 2025. And it's honestly sad because this guy had so much potential. The House of Black had so much potential as a trio, but they never got the ball rolling. But now that he's on his way out, it seems like now they have the ball rolling and that they're trying to do something with the team. But I might be a little bit too little too late. But regardless of what the future holds for Malachi Black, he's a great wrestler. He's a great storyteller. And I'm excited to see him wherever he decides to go. Speaking of AEW superstars that have moved on from other companies, I mean, we have, Bobby Lashley, Shelton Benjamin. They've all jumped ship from WWE to AEW. And now we're finally getting the in-ring debut on Wednesday, AEW Dynamite, of none other than Montel Vontavious Porter, as known in WWE, or just MVP. MVP will be making his grand debut in the AEW ring on Wednesday versus Private Party and Mark Briscoe. So that'll be a trios match. I mean, I haven't seen him wrestle since GCW Bloodsport against Josh Barnett. And that was a good match. So I'm excited to see what he can do. I mean, will he even get in the ring, considering how dominant Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin are, and just the rumored push in the tag team division? I don't think so. I think it's going to be a 2-on-3 handicap match, and they're just going to squash those three gentlemen. I mean, honestly, if you take a look at Private Party, take a look at Bobby Lashley and Shelton Benjamin, you're trying to elevate the Hurt Syndicate to just be bigger, better than everybody else. I mean, they got to squash. I mean, we saw Bobby Lashley, what he did to Mark Briscoe, and I expect to see something similar versus Private Party. So let me know what you guys think. Does MVP really need to get in the ring, or does he serve better as a mouthpiece in AEW? Let me know what you think. Personally, I don't need to see him in the ring. We've seen him in the ring quite a bit of times before in WWE. He's lost a step or two. He's had countless knee injuries. I'm excited that he is still around wrestling. He's a great talker and all that, but I don't think I need to see him in a wrestling ring. Limited action. We'll see what plays out. Let me know what you guys think. Also, we got some news on WWE Hall of Famer Scott Steiner and his son Brock Rex Steiner signing an NIL deal with WWE. And before I get into the news, I just want to say I'm a big fan of Braun Breaker, Braun Steiner, Braun Rex Steiner, whatever you want to call him. This man has had a great run in WWE, starting from his early days in NXT, starting with in WWE. He's just got it, right? So he has the talent, he has the character, the gimmick, he has the machine behind him, right? Scott Steiner's son, he has the same potential, if not even better than Braun. He's a lot more successful in football. He has a bigger size than Braun does. I mean, just imagine these two just having a tag team together, right? I think that would be what WWE is trying to do, because these two reviving the tag division would just be amazing to me, right? Even if they go out and do single stuff later in their careers or both world champions, just imagine what these two can do in the tag team division. But that's just me. That's what I would think. I might be marking out a little bit too much, because I've been a big fan of the Steiner brothers since the early days of WWF, in WCW, Big Papa Pump, all the above, man. I'm a big Scott Steiner fan. I'm a big fan of the Steiner brothers. It's just something nostalgic about like their outfits. I don't know what it is. It just I'm a fan of like old tag team wrestling, even like the Beverly Brothers of old. And I know you're thinking, Brian, you're probably a little bit too young to remember the Beverly Brothers, but I did watch a lot of tapes because of my cousins, so I do know who they are. And it's just something about that aura of the tag team, just like the way they would dress and just the classic tag team attire, and the Outrunners do it to a T, and I think that's why they are so successful in AEW as well. But regardless of that, let's get back into the news. Scott Steiner on Busted Open Radio mentioned that 3 weeks ago or so, Triple H actually gave him a phone call and offered his son an NIL deal with WWE, the next in line deal, essentially, when he's done doing whatever he's doing in football and college, that WWE would be interested in bringing him in. So at some point, I think it would be really great for him to show up in WWE. But the thing about it here is that Scott Steiner actually mentioned that his son sees his future in WWE. So regardless of how his football career goes, or if he goes to the NFL, he is most likely coming to the WWE. And it's just a matter of when, not if. I mean, this reminds me of when WWE might have signed, what do they call him? Fake Brock Lesnar, right? Brock Lesnar Jr., which was Parker Boudreaux, highly touted college athlete in the football game that WWE signed and essentially released. He went to AEW. Now he's wrestling on and off in AAA. But this is a little bit different, because we've seen what Braun Breaker's doing in WWE, and just being around the wrestling, they know, they just have it in their blood. They just have that it factor. So let me know what you guys think. How excited are you about Brock Rex Steiner in WWE? Also, today is the rumored debut date of none other than Penta El Cero Miedo in WWE. WWE just went out and released a whole bunch of merch on their shop site on WWEshop.com. So WWE's doing what WWE's doing in 3 weeks what AEW was unable to do in 5 years, which is just market this highly marketable mask and character that they had. So WWE's pulling out all the stops already. So I expect big things from Penta El Cero Miedo, the greatest luchador of all time, according to what everything's going around right now in WWE, versus Chad Gable, right? So let me know what you guys think about Penta El Cero Miedo. We will be live today, Monday, right after the show, and we'll be doing a giveaway for a signed Penta 8x10 when he debuts. So if he does debut today, then we will give it out today. So stay tuned on our live stream. Till then, keep it triggered. Deuces, everybody.